If you're like most real estate agents, then I'm betting you sleep until 10. You cruise the internet looking at cat videos. Then you put your slippers on, drink a pot of coffee. Sometime around noon or noon 30, you decide it's time to do some work. Before long, the sun is setting, and yet another day was wasted to inactivity. Your paycheck, or I should say lack of paycheck, just might represent or reflect the fact that you're not getting as much done as you wish you had. Well, I had a similar problem way back in the day, and I fixed it. And I'm fixing it for you too with the Playbook. Now, the Playbook, as its subtitle aptly notes, is it's a 90-day kicking your arse. Put your name here and then open to the inside cover. This is where we're going to find the instructions of how to use the book. Now, you'll notice it starts with day 1, and each page in this book is the same all the way through till day 90. On the back cover, we've got an example of how it works. Front cover, we've got an explanation of how it works. So here's how it goes. You want to set an alarm to ring every 30 minutes. That's right, every 30 minutes of the day. And then you're going to mark on the timeline, which runs across the top of each page and down the side, exactly what you spent that last half hour doing. And all of the activities that you may be expected to do are here. In fact, anything that's not represented here is not working, which is represented with an X. Even sleeping gets a good old Z, just like in the cartoons. Now, let's just flip to the very back page so that I can show you a demo. You'll see here in the demonstration, in fact, let me zoom in a little bit so we can see this better. You'll see what you want to do is you're going to want to put at the top here what's today's date and also what day of the week is it. Also, how's your attitude today? And if you're going to take the day off, you leave this blank, but otherwise you cross through it because that shows that you, just like Cortez burning his ships at the shore, there's no turning back. Once you scribble through this day off box, that designates to you and everyone looking in your book that you actually are decided to work. So we'll see across the top here, maybe you sleep until 6:30. Then from 6:30 to 7:30, you're not working, designated by an X. Then at 7:30, you're E, that's exercise, and then no work again, perhaps you're in the shower. And then D, these stand for discussions. This means you are prospecting. DB is database work. X again, maybe you're having some lunch. And then T stands for transaction. This means you went to a closing. That lasted an hour and a half, and then you prospected some more. Then for an hour, you worked on valuations. You see the point here is that you keep track of all the things that you do on each half hour, and then you add them up at the end of the day and it tells you how many hours you worked. You could also score how much money did you make today. You see, if you did go to that closing, you put your dollars there. Also, you keep track of whether or not you previewed property and how many. What was your big win of the day? What was your challenge? What are you most grateful for? This here's a mojo meter. This lets you keep track of, well, how timid or brave you are. Basically, timid or brave, frigid or on fire is whether or not you unsheathed your sword and went to battle. That's going to be your timid to brave scale. Your frigid to on fire scale is just how are those blows landing when you are slaying the dragon. Next, you'll see this whole part here is all about your prospecting. How many dials did you make? How many were new? How many were follow-up dials? How many discussions did you have? Database, did you add any? Did you delete any? And how many? How big is your database? How many advocates did you dial today? What was your primary lead source of the day? And also, here are those primary activities. These are the things that are most important to work on every day. Presentations, signing up clients, scoring contracts, and going to closings. So you can keep track on the listing or the buyer side. So you'll see, according to this one, this agent had one listing presentation and had a buyer closing. So as I pointed out, this book is 90 pages worth, and also straight down the middle, just after day 45, we've got a habit tracker, which allows you to keep track of each of the 90 days, whether or not you exercised, practiced your scripts, learned something about your craft, your real estate, worked on your database, and also worked on valuations. Now, whether or not you actually, did a CMA or not, it doesn't matter. To get better at the skill. And then there is the master tracker. At the end, you get to add this up. In fact, per week, you see there are 13 weeks in a quarter. There are 90 days pretty much in a quarter as well. And then you can also calculate some statistics here. So this here is the playbook. I want to remind you that we've got this playbook video is number 6 in a series of 20. You'll see next is the Fizbo map video, but this one here was the playbook. And you could get yourself a copy of the playbook by coming on over to the website, which is join.realestate, where you can buy as many playbooks as your heart desires, or you can buy the box set or anything else. You can watch videos. You can download that free download I've got. Extra tools that go along with this stuff. So there's no excuse. There's no reason for you to not be a little more disciplined. In fact, to tell you what, get yourself the playbook, set that alarm, tell everyone in your life you're doing this. When that alarm rings, write down what you did. Start figuring out how many hours in the day you actually work and how much money you make per hour. Because if you're only making $15 or $20 an hour at this job, you ain't doing it right. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.